Today we're sewing the Luna Loungewear by Love Notions. There are a few views offered for this pattern that offer you a lot of variety. In this video, we're sewing the shorts with pockets, buttonholes, and a drawstring, as well as the cami top with a shelf bra and picot elastic. I hope you sew along with me to create some very comfortable loungewear for your summer days. Let's get started. I've transferred the buttonhole markings from the pattern piece to the wrong side of one of my front short pieces. Now I'll take a scrap piece of interfacing and fuse it in place over the buttonhole markings. Now I'll flip the front shorts piece to the right side and place one of my pockets right sides together with the corresponding side seam, aligning the top of the pocket with the star marking from your pattern piece, and pin in place. Doing this to attach both pockets to your front short pieces. Stitch each pocket in place from top to bottom with a 1/4 inch seam allowance using a straight stitch. Then we'll flip that pocket over its seam allowance and stitch the pocket to its seam allowance from top to bottom close to the original stitching line. Do this for both front pockets. And we'll repeat all of these steps to attach our pockets to the back pieces as well. Placing the corresponding pocket along the side seam of the back piece, right sides together, aligning the top of the pocket with the star from the pattern piece and pinning in place. Then we'll sew both of these pockets in place with a 1/4 inch seam allowance and understitch in the same exact way as we did for both of the front pockets. Now that that's understitched, we'll place a corresponding front and back piece right sides together and pin in place from the top of the side seam around the pocket to the bottom of the garment. Then we'll sew in place from the top of the pocket with a 3/8 inch seam allowance pivoting around the pocket all the way to the bottom of the garment. And then repeat all of these steps for the remaining front and back short pieces. Then we'll open out the front and back pieces away from each other, and then place both of your front pieces right sides together along the front fly area. Pin in place from the top of the faux fly to the top of the inseam. Then we'll sew as pinned with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Once you've sewn, finish those raw edges. Then at the point at the very bottom of your fly, we're going to clip into that seam allowance to the stitching line, but not beyond. And then we'll fold and press the faux fly in the direction of the interfacing, along the line that you transferred from your pattern piece. Once that's pressed, open the front pieces away from each other, and from the front of the garment, top stitch this faux fly in place. Top stitching through the front piece and along the finished edges of your fly, and following the curve of the fly to the center seam. And also, while you're at the machine, baste the top of the fly in place. Place your back short pieces right sides together and pin the rise. Sew your back rise with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now place your front and back pieces right sides together along the inseams. Pin in place. Sew the inseam from the bottom of the short to the bottom of the short on the other side with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. And turn the shorts right side out. And sew both of your buttonholes in place according to the markings from your pattern piece. Open up your buttonholes. For the bottom hem of the shorts, I'm choosing to press the raw edge to the wrong side by 1/2 inch, and then again by an additional 1/2 inch, all the way around both legs. Once my hems are pressed, I'll pin in place all the way around. Then top stitch those hems in place all the way around both legs. Now I'm going to press the hems into the waistline. Fold the raw edge to the wrong side by 1/4 inch all the way around, and then press it again by an additional 1.5 inches all the way around. Now that my hem is pressed to the inside, I'll pin in place all the way around. I'll take it to my machine and edge stitch close to that inner fold all the way around, leaving a gap in the back of about 1 inch to insert the elastic. Insert a safety pin through one short end of your elastic and draw it through the opening that you left in your stitches in the back. Once the elastic comes out the other side, remove the safety pin and overlap the ends of your elastic and then zigzag back and forth to secure. Pull the elastic fully into the waistband and then edge stitch the opening in the casing closed following the original stitching line. Now we're going to top stitch the waistband twice. First, you're going to top stitch the waistband all the way around 1/2 inch away from the top of the pant. Once you've gone all the way around and you're back where your stitches began, you're going to top stitch once more 1/2 inch away from the original top stitching. Again, sewing all the way around. Stretching that elastic flat as you sew, just using a regular straight stitch. Since my buttonholes ended up being a little bit higher than the pattern markings, I'm just going to be doing one row of top stitching, right along the middle all the way around, once again stretching that elastic as I sew. For the drawstring, I've cut 60 inches of 1 inch wide fabric from the main fabric. I'm going to fold it right sides together and press all the way across. Now that it's pressed, I'll sew along the raw edges from one side all the way across to the other with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then turn your tie right side out. Then we can draw the drawstring through the waistband through the buttonholes. Then to finish the ends of the drawstrings, I'm just going to tie them in knots, doing this at both ends. And then to secure the drawstring so it doesn't come out in the wash, you can stitch in the ditch of the back seam, catching the drawstring as you sew. Now the sleep shorts are complete. Place your front and back cami pieces right sides together and pin both of your side seams. Sew both side seams with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Follow the same steps to sew the side seams of the shelf bra. Then I'll turn the shelf bra right side out and then place it over top the cami so that it's wrong sides together. Matching the side seams and pinning all along the top edge. Then I'll baste the shelf bra and the top of the cami together all the way around. Mark the center of the neckline, and also mark the center of your binding. Place the binding and the neckline right sides together at the markings and pin in place. and then also pin in place at the edges. Do this for both your front and back neckline. Sew the bindings to the front and back neckline with a 3/8 inch seam allowance from one side all the way across to the other, slightly stretching that binding as you go for a perfect fit. Now that the binding is attached, we're going to turn it from the right side to the wrong side, right over its seam allowance, and pin in place. Doing this for both the front and back binding. Then I'm going to edge stitch along the binding just above that seam line from one side all the way across to the other for both bindings. Then we can trim some of that excess binding away on the inside. For the front and the back. Fold your arm bindings in half, right sides together, and pin the short edges. Sew the short edges with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. I've transferred the star markings from the pattern piece to my armbands just using pins. Now I'm going to place the binding and the cami right sides together, starting at the underarm seam, and pin in place. Then I'll mark each of the star bindings with the corner of the cami on both sides. And I'll do this for both arm size. Now I'll sew the binding in place from pin straight across the arm side to the opposite pin with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, doing that for both arm size. Once the binding is applied, we're going to fold it to the inside just as we did for the neckline binding, folding it to the inside over the seam allowance and pinning in place. Once you've pinned around the arm side, continue folding the strap in half and pinning in place. Doing this on both sides. Then, just as we did for the neckbands, edge stitch along the binding just above the original seam line, continuing the edge stitching all around the armhole and all around each of the straps for both sides. Once the arm bindings and the straps are finished, you can trim off excess binding from the inside, just as we did for the neckband. Then, to complete the bottom hem, fold the bottom raw edge to the wrong side by 1 inch all the way around. Once you have the hem folded to the wrong side and pressed, top stitch the hem in place close to the raw edges all the way around. For the bottom of the shelf bra, cut a piece of elastic for your size according to the chart in the pattern instructions. Overlap the short ends by 1/2 inch and stitch back and forth to secure. Then mark the quarter points on your elastic. Also mark the quarter points along the bottom of your shelf bra. Align the plain straight edge of your elastic, wrong sides together with the bottom edge of the shelf bra, so that the non-plush side of the elastic is facing the wrong side of the shelf bra. We're going to use a 3-step zigzag stitch to sew close to the picot edge of the elastic, stretching the elastic from point to point as you sew. Now that the elastic is attached, we're going to fold it to the right side, right along that sewn edge. So the soft side of the elastic will be touching your body when you wear the garment. We're going to top stitch once again along the opposite edge of the elastic, once again stretching the elastic and using a 3-step zigzag. Now we can turn the cami right side out, and the cami is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. I'll see you in the next video.